Well, since we've gone to Ecuador, the main things that the kids were excited about, my husband and myself were excited about, was getting to the equator. So we've done that. We've taken the requisite pictures with 1 foot in the northern hemisphere, 1 foot in the south, and there's a number of specific experiments that they do at the equator. So one is that water in the northern hemisphere, when going down a drain, goes one way. When you're in the southern hemisphere, it goes the opposite way. And when you're at the equator, it actually goes straight down. Weird thing, but so we did that experiment and the kids were all excited about that. Well, there's another experiment with an egg. So you are able to balance a raw egg on its head on a nail at the equator. Only place apparently in the world where you can do this is at the equator. Wow. And Cameron, 6-year-old, would not give up. So egg, try after try after try. And we kept saying to him, you know, Cam, don't worry about it. Let it go. Not everyone can do it. None of us were able to do it. And you actually get a certificate if you do it. Cameron wouldn't give up, and eventually, just as he proclaimed, I think I got it, the egg fell, cracked on him, raw egg all down the front of his shirt, of course, halfway through a tour. So we've had some interesting moments.
There's something I hear about the iPhone as well?
Oh, yes, we've bid farewell to one of our phones. So Ish had an iPhone 3 that has bit the dust, or actually went to a watery grave. Cameron, again, had the phone in his pocket in a public restroom that was less than stellar in terms of cleanliness. Phone dropped, hit the side of the toilet, the inside, and cracked, and plus dropped into this toilet that nobody wanted to be fetching it out of. And so we've had to say goodbye to our iPhone 3, so we are now down to one phone.
That is painful. You know, it's striking as we've talked to you over these last few weeks. You know, you've given us little glimpses into your sons and how they've sort of perceived the different experiences they've had. What have you guys learned about your children up to date on this trip?
They're so resilient. So resilient. And they're so trusting. You know, one of the things when we set out, that I've said, and I don't know if I've said it to you or just written about it, but it's the idea that for my kids, and I think for any kids, home is where your parents are. So they are incredibly secure and confident no matter where we've been. You know, they go up and introduce themselves to other kids. They introduce themselves to other adults. As long as they see that we've, you know, said hello or what have you, they'll go over and ask, where are you from? And how come you're here? Are you on vacation? And I just find it... it's a child's energy, you know, it's a child's mind that will allow them to do that. They're just so open to the possibility of whatever might come next, and so trusting of the fact that, you know, with their parents are here, everything will be cool.
Well, and it's interesting because I don't know if the average parent really sees their child being resilient on an ongoing basis. It's something that you're not always there to see. Do you know what I mean? It may happen in school, it may happen with strangers, but as parents, I think that's a rare gift that you've been able to see this.
Yeah, we've already recognized that this 24/7 thing is a real gift. I mean, there have been moments, believe me, when they can start to grate on your nerves. But for the most part, it's really been a gift to watch them interact with each other. You know, they didn't come with a whole, you know, bag full of video games and stuff. And so they've had to come up with imaginary play and just rely on each other in a way that they don't have to at home, because there's always, you know, a we to play or a neighbor to call on. It's been really great to watch them. They're growing.
Now that 24/7 thing you just mentioned, how do you go about managing that? Is it just, you know, of course there's times you want to be alone, but you know what, you can't
Absolutely.
Be. So how have you?
No, and I mean, it struck me last night probably the most, because last night Cameron had trouble sleeping, and so we were up most of the night, or I was up most of the night with him pretty much every hour. And normally after a day like that, I know it sounds wussy, but my mom lives 10 minutes away, and if she knew I had work that had to be done the next day, I could easily pick up the phone and say, Mom, you know what, can you just come and watch him today for a couple of hours while I get stuff done, or I just got to grab a few hours of sleep or what have you. And when I woke up this morning, you know, and realized, you know, there's no one to call. Like, he's mine all day today. Yeah. And we've still got to go with it. So we're getting used to it. And it's actually, I think, sort of empowering as a parent to realize that, how great it would be to have the help, but also that, we can manage and we can rely on each other a little bit.
So tell us, where are you off to next? What's on the agenda?
Well, really cool. We're heading off in 2 days to the Galapagos Islands. So we will spend 10 days on a Gap Adventure family tour that's going to have us, frolicking with the turtles and swimming with the sharks and you name it. So we're really psyched about that. The kids have been actually, it's the first time that they've been so excited about a portion of the trip that they've actually led their own research. So they've been going online and reading about what animals are in the Galapagos and what they want to see, and I'm looking forward to it. The tough thing is we'll probably be without internet, phone access might be remote, so we'll see how that goes. But it'll be nice. It'll be interesting to detox from it for a little bit.
Yeah, how are you going to survive that, Heather? My goodness.
I don't know. This could go either way.
Yeah, exactly. Now, in the past when we've spoken to you, you've been quite clear on your feelings about winter. Do you have an adventurous side to you, Heather? Like, are you going to be one of those people frolicking with those turtles?
I don't know if I would describe myself as adventurous. I'm one of those people who likes the idea of adventure. So it'll excite me that there's an opportunity to swim with sharks. Whether I will actually get into the water with the sharks remains to be seen. Often I find I'm coaxed into these things, and never have I been sorry that I've done it once it's over. But we'll see. And I'm fearful, always have been, I think always will be, for the kids. I'm always sort of like, oh, what if I let them go in and something goes wrong? And but I've seen such benefits when I give them a little bit of room to go and try something like that. And so I don't know, it remains to be seen. But adventurous Heather Greenwood Davis, never has that title ever been bestowed on me.
But you've got the best of both worlds here, because adventure is the greatest thing to write about as a journalist, is it not?
Yeah, and either way, whether it, everybody loves a bad story. So, God forbid something happens to me in those waters with that shark, which won't happen. It's still a story. So that could work.
Absolutely. Well, it sounds like you're going to have even more incredible stories to tell us the next time we talk to you. Thank you so much, Heather.
Always a pleasure.
Thank you.